Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the High Point Hello. And we continue our pro series. And, everyone knows I love the lacrosse team. We got one of my favorites here with us, Tim Troutner, goalie of the PLL Redwoods. Tim, how you doing?
I'm doing well out here in Salt Lake City, Utah right now in PLL Championship Series. So in the bubble right now.
Yeah, talk to me about the bubble. How's it going? How is everything?
Yeah, so it was interesting at first. I had to take my first COVID test July 15th and had to mail that in before even qualifying for coming. I had to pass that. And then once I got here, I had to take another test. And then 4 days went by, I had to pass all that, took another test. So it's been a lot of testing we've been doing just to make sure everyone's healthy, and daily surveys and temperature checks, which is awesome, just the confidence you have in knowing you're safe here. But the bubble's been great. Food's been delicious. The weather out here in Utah is awesome. The mountain views, no complaints. But I'd say right about now I'm starting to lose my mind a little bit, just kind of stuck in this hotel. I just want to get out and do something because we're limited between here and then the field. We're stuck. There's a lot of downtime. If it's for me, what I'm doing, I'm playing Xbox, watching TV on my phone, or just hanging out with teammates. But it's been a lot of downtime in between practice and games and sleep.
Who is the best teammate to hang out with in your free time, or some of the few?
I'd say the whole team. I enjoy hanging out with all of them. It's fun. A lot of different characters, a lot of people from different areas you get to meet. So it's exciting. Kind of grow those relationships, especially last year being a rookie. It was kind of weird, kind of coming in and just majority of the kids being from Notre Dame, but they welcome you with open arms. And you just kind of get to know your teammates even more, especially when you're with them so much. So, which is
awesome. What are you watching? What are you playing on Xbox? What are some things you do? What you said you're doing it, but what is it that you're doing?
Yeah, so Netflix, I just started my show All American, which is awesome. I've been watching a lot of movies, playing Xbox, NHL, and some Madden. That's about it.
Well, we're gonna get
and
to
some poker.
Okay. I know you PLL does betting now. Any high stakes going on in those games, or no? Just for pride.
So nothing too crazy. Nothing.
I don't want to get you in trouble. Don't answer that. We'll get to the pro stuff here in a few minutes, but I just want to ask you a couple high point related questions. But why did you choose High Point? If you can think back to that experience, what made you want to be a High Point Panther?
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. Actually, it's like 5 years ago. I remember that decision. It was mostly, I'd say, the coaching staff. I'd say the majority of the choice was because of the coaching staff, just Coach Torpy and Coach Tracy at the time. I loved everything about Coach Torpy. He was kind of like honest with me right away. Told me he didn't sugarcoat anything, saying I wasn't going to play or anything. He's like, you got to earn everything you got. So I love that. He's like, every year when you come back, it's going to be a fight no matter what. So that's one thing I loved right away, especially going in as a freshman, being able to play and start was just, you have that opportunity. You just got to prove yourself, which is awesome.
And so you liked hearing, nothing's promised. You're going to have to fight for it. That, instead of being like, that didn't scare you off, that made you want to buy in even more.
Yeah, definitely. And he's a guy that's definitely tough on us on the field. And on the field, he's like a second father figure. So, and he told me it was going to be the hardest 4 years that I went through. And for me, looking at that was something that's going to be a positive after. I knew I was going to become a player, student, and athlete after, and a man after going to High Point. So, which was definitely that I wanted to do instead of going to maybe another university where the coach kind of slacks off a little bit and lets you do whatever you want. So I kind of did like that, the pressure and the intensity Coach Torpy had.
What was your first impression of John Torpy when you met him?
A funny guy. It's funny. You think he's such a funny guy. And then when you get to the field, he just completely flips a switch. And then like you could have the hardest practice of your life and just, it's so hard. You just want to quit sometimes. And then after the field, he's just cracking jokes and you're just like, how is this the same guy? But that's how he is. Just between the lines, he changes his personality, which is what you're supposed to do too anyways. Like you're supposed to 100% all intensity, all serious on the field. And off the field, you can be whoever you want, which he's like that second father figure. If you ever need anything, you go to him, which was awesome.
I texted him this afternoon that we were going to be doing this, and he said, tell him I love him. So he loves you.
It's awesome.
One more high point question, then we'll get to the PLL stuff. But this is, I know everyone always asks when they get to talk to somebody out of college, what was your favorite memory? Maybe something during challenge week, maybe something about waking up at 4 a.m. in the locker room. Any positive memories that you think about all the time?
There's definitely a couple. There's definitely some blurs that I try to not remember the tough times, but there's definitely a lot of good memories. Like on the field, I would say my freshman year, us beating Virginia in overtime, which was a pretty cool celebration doing the locker room there, which Coach Orpey was just so happy. It was my first win as a Panther. That was a great memory, but kind of going back to like the challenge week stuff and just the first thing I remember, like my first week at school, I get in trouble, and he's like, stand up if you went out the night before or something. And it's like me and one other person stand up. Meanwhile, the whole team went out because we're the only ones that got caught, and he just starts reaming at us. And so that was pretty eye-opening to see Coach Orpey like that. But I mean, everything else has been awesome. I look back at those like hard times, like challenge week. You remember like, oh, it wasn't that hard, but at the moment you're like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. But then after, you kind of just laugh about it and just enjoy it, and just those memories with those guys you were next to was awesome.
Before we get to the PLL stuff, I've heard a rumor that I want to confirm with you. Or
I'm listening.
Okay, it's about you. I want to ask you about it. So I heard a rumor that you are living when you're not in the bubble in Texas, that your roommates are Nate Carter, Keegan O'Connor, and Patrick Bopple. There's no way that place is going to be standing when you go home, right?
That is true, and it was actually pretty funny that Jason Ashwood, another Panther, used to live there, and he moved out. I took his spot.
Legends only.
Legends only. And then like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I'm trying to think exact date, we had Jake Schleppe and Peyton Bozell too. We had a little Panther reunion down there, and then we got Brian Stam moving down there too, which is going to be another Panther in Austin, Texas, which is exciting. But yeah, it's a crazy house. Reminds me of college a little bit, but it's awesome experience to hang out with those guys still.
What do you think that says about the program that you guys, move away, getting ready to do the next thing, and then you guys have an opportunity to move in with each other, and you're like, oh, we got to do that right away?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after I graduated, I was at home back in Maryland, and then I wanted to try something new. And for me, it was between San Diego, Torrey Pines, and Austin, Texas. And right away, I called Keegan and Jason, and they sold me on it. So that was awesome. And then I kind of moved in with Keegan. Jason moved out, which worked perfectly. And then next thing you know, Nate and Patrick are reaching out. They see how much fun we're having, and they kind of missed it. So it's been awesome.
That's great. So let's get into the Redwoods stuff now. First of all, you're in your second year being on the Redwoods. How have you enjoyed it so far?
Yeah, I love it. I was definitely a little nervous coming in the second year because after your rookie year, you're coming right out of college. So you're pretty fresh, and you're kind of used to the play. You're playing a lot compared to next year where you're off. It's just all on you training. You're not waking up for practice or just getting shot on as a goalie. For me, it was all I had to do everything myself. So that was kind of a challenge for me, but I think I came up to it and completed that challenge. So happy to be here. I mean, feels like it's still like my first year, but I wish it was a full length. But we're just happy to be here with the circumstances we have.
I wanted to ask you about some of the nicknames that you have, but there's a couple bubble specific ones you've gotten. So I know you've gotten Big Trust Troutner recently, and I've been rolling with TV Timmy anytime you're on NBC. So give me your thoughts on those, and then do you like the Big Trust one because you're such a Ravens fan?
Yeah, I definitely do like that one because I'm a huge Ravens fan. So Big Trust always cracks me up. It's an awesome nickname to have, and just it's pretty funny to me. TV Tim, I haven't heard that one yet.
Well,
but I do get it. I like it. I still like Guffey the best. My nickname, just kind of a childhood nickname. I like the best that all my really close friends still use, and it's awesome to hear when other people call me it, just because it's like, made it personal level. I feel like.
Did you see the trouts, the stuffed trouts, the Taylor made?
Yes, those things are awesome. The half Redwoods, half High Point one. I wish I could have been there for that, but due to these circumstances, that would have been an awesome day to come back to High Point.
I think we're gonna do it
again. Turn out.
We got to. When we can get back together, we'll do it again.
Yes.
Is there any smack talk between you and Miles Jones over, the fact that you beat Duke in 2019? Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Not really.
Is there
He
really?
wasn't on the team. He wasn't on the team, so nothing. But like my roommate now, Patrick Harbison, he played at UVA, but I didn't play against him, so it's a little different. Never really small smack talk really about college ball, but
I was hoping.
high point, yeah, yeah, no, nothing like that.
I was hoping there would be a little something. You getting some feedback?
My roommate's looking at it right now, saying something. We had this conversation yesterday, but it's all right. I'm 2-1. I'm 2-1 against UVA. I mean, I'm winning.
He gives you credit, right?
A little bit of credit, but he's just saying he thinks it's a trap game every year. But no, we came to play last team to beat the national champions. That is true.
What did he say?
I was saying how he was giving credit to High Point for being good, and I said yes, I know. Like UVA should beat us every year, especially like I compare it to NCAA football. Like, could you imagine a team being around for 6 years and then beating a big time SEC school? That's what I compared the ACC and lacrosse to the SEC in football.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy to think about where High Points came, but it's just all these other schools have came a long way too. Lacrosse is a growing game.
Just tell them we have pride. I wasn't trying to get you any hot water. I was just trying to get you fired up.
No, yeah, I got High Point pride. Come on, I bleed purple.
Okay, I got a couple more questions here for you. There's been a lot of chirping going on. You've been playing great. What are your thoughts on the chirping? Because I know you're not really, we haven't heard you mic'd up, but we haven't heard too much from you. And there was a little scuffle in front of the goal, and you kind of stayed out of the way. You're all business.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely chirp here and there, but even when I get chirped, I just kind of let it go. I'm used to it. Even like guys on the High Point team would chirp me during our own game, which is hilarious. Like, I remember my senior year playing like Robert Morris. I get scored on from like 30 yards out, and like I come to the sideline laughing because all my friends are making fun of me. So I'm just, humble to be from those guys. Just I know they're just kidding, but just kind of hearing it from them sometimes is pretty funny. Kind of keeps me calm and mellow. So. Nothing can really like rattle me or get to my head, which is awesome. I think my friends and for doing that for me, always humbling me and always kind of never blowing too much smoke up. But so I don't get really too rattled. I'll chirp here and there. You can hear me sometimes through Eddie Glazer's mic, but nothing too crazy.
Well, you always back it up. But who are the best chirpers that you face, and why is it Connor Robinson and Chris Young?
Why is it those two guys? I would just say because they're pretty witty. They're right away. Anytime I ever said anything, it's right back. I was FaceTiming Connor Robinson 2 days ago, or maybe yesterday, chatting with him, and he's just always right back, giving it right back to me. So the Canadian chirps I give him compared to the American chirps he gives me, which is awesome. But
those guys got to be top two, though, right? They're up there, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd say definitely two. Then Chris is just kind of like, it'd be out of nowhere because he's so quiet sometimes, and it just 0 to 100 just right away, and you just nonstop, and you don't know where it came from because he's such a nice guy, and then he just kind of flips that switch, and then you're like, oh my god.
I got a few more questions for you. Sorry for keeping you so long, but you've been great. So I just want to ask you about your success in the PLL, winning rookie year, winning rookie of the year in your first year, and then. You've been having great games this whole tournament, and then the other night when you guys played, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock your time, 11 o'clock, I think it was against Chaos. You lit Twitter ablaze, you lit the field afire. You were unbelievable. What can you say about this run you're having? It's incredible.
Yeah, I think a lot goes into our defense, our close defense, our G middies, our long pulls, and our coaches. We just set up a great game plan, and it's awesome to have such a good defense in front of you. Where I know my big focus, I know when I got to training camp last year, the defenders were just worried about saving the ball. Don't worry about talking or anything else. Just that's your job. Just focus on that. Compared to in college, where I had a captain role and kind of a leader of the defense, where I had a lot of things out on the plate. So it's awesome to kind of sit back and let that happen and just be focused on saving the ball and clearing the ball, which is awesome to have so far. But I'm starting to be a little more vocal, which is awesome, and try to help out any way I can.
You can even have your roommate help you on this answer, but why are the Redwoods going to make a big run in the playoffs here?
I think it comes down to just team chemistry. I think a lot of it, we haven't played a full 4 quarters game yet and just haven't played Redwoods Lacrosse yet, which is awesome. And we've gone 30% at the faceoff exit, and we were 2-2, which is crazy. And just we haven't clicked yet. So we're excited for tomorrow. We play the Water Dogs, 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is going to be a really good game. Especially we haven't played them yet, especially new team. It's going to be a battle. We're excited just to show everyone it's do or die now. So it's win or go home. So we're really excited for that. Show who we are.
This is coming out on Friday, so we're filming this on a Monday. So great plug. I loved it. You're pro, and hopefully we'll be plugging everybody to watch Saturday in the championship, and you guys are back 12 o'clock on NBC Eastern. You don't want to look past the Water Dogs, but I know you guys would get a rematch with the Whip Snakes. Does this whole playoff spot, you're going to play a first-year team and a very exciting Water Dogs team, one game at a time, but then you would get to face the Whip Snakes again. This stretch has to fire you up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this kind of like group play we just finished with, where we went 2-2, was kind of like glorified scrimmage, and we were like, I wasn't okay with losing, but it's good to see you lose and see where you can learn from, which is awesome. You have a learning experience. It's something to build off of. So it's something we're looking forward to, and it's just a lot of mistakes were made, but now we know what we did wrong. So now we can fix it and hopefully just keep winning. I mean, we're on a 2-0 streak right now. Hopefully to keep that going.
Tim, you've been awesome as a Panther fan and alumni. Thank you for how you represent HBU in the pros, and thank you for taking the time. I know you're busy, and you jumped up right away, so I really appreciate it.
No, definitely. I'm free now. We had a practice and then kind of like a walkthrough and recovery today. So I'm in the hotel room just waiting it out.
Well, Tim, thanks again, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.